everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. This is another in my What's in the Box series, and this is a rather large box. This box, um, 15 and a quarter, so 39 centimeters by 10 or 36 centimeters, 26 centimeters, sorry, by 8.5, which is 22 centimeters. Open it up. Oh, that's kind of fun. I like the t-shirt. Must have gotten crazy all in. And wow, it's a pretty big box in a box. But I will show you the t-shirt. Oh, by the way, this is from Flying Cloud Fulfillment through Exalted Funeral out of Maryland. And to go with my Judas Priest British Steel shirt, I have whatever this shirt is, which is Resting Lich Face, which is kind of silly and funny. That's pretty funny. All right. I don't know if I would wear it. It seemed funny at the time. Anyway, it's slipping. Resting lich face. All right. Inside of here, the box is in a box. And here it is, the Land of M fantasy role-playing game. Oh, it's a slipcase. That's cool. Okay. Let's open up the slipcase. The slipcase consists of 4 books, as you can see. The CRB, the Bestiary, the Munchkinland Sandbox Campaign, Meeples, Dice, and other adventuring supplies, and then a little cardboard filler, probably maps and the like too. Let's open this thing up. From the shrink wrap. Wow, pretty substantial. Guess I did go all in. Well, the back shows kind of what's in here. So we'll go over that in a sec. To get the shrink wrap off. So here we go. The core rulebook right here, the core rulebook, and the core rulebook contains 6 character classes: Bard, Dungeoneer, Gnome, Knight Errant, Loyal Chump, Rascal, 16 playable folk, bunch of magic items, random NPC tables, 216 detailed random encounters, random dungeon encounters, 100 adversaries, traps and puzzles, random locations, and much more. There's a Game Master screen in here as well, featuring expanded version of the Muckland Sandbox cover illustration, hex crawl sandbox with hundreds of locations, NPC quests, etc. And well, it's a game board, gelatinous goo dice. That should be interesting. The Bestiary, Volume 1, and a Meeples. So you have a Bard, Dungeoneer, Gnome, Knight, Loyal Chump, and Rascal Meeple. Should be pretty fun. So I don't know. I don't think it's a, I mean, we'll see what the rules set is. I actually don't remember, truth be told. This is one of those wonderful fillers that I have no idea where to put it. All right, so let's take a look at the CRB at least. Maybe some more of the stuff. CRB. Put this inside. And maybe we'll check out some of those meatballs. That should be fun. So yeah. Checks and skills. So it looks like a 1d12 plus a skill. So it seems to me, oh, okay. The 1d12 plus a skill. So 1 to 2 is a failure, 3 to 5 is failure with plus, 6 to 8 success with a twist, 9 to 11 success, 12 is complete success. So it seems sort of powered by the apocalypse like. And then there are, looks like 16 skills. There's 4 primary skill categories: vim, vigor, knack, and know-how. And then there's thematic skill categories: social, movement, physical, and mental. Yeah, they're all right. And there's combat. It looks like combat is also a D12 plus attack plus defense. Okay, that makes sense. Attack plus defense. Maybe it's minus defense. So melee combat is 1d12 plus attack plus defense. And then ranged is also 1d12 plus attack plus defense. Maybe it's minus defense. I don't know. They have a travel and camping. I should show this, right? Right on here. All the little tables. So there's on the end sheets, there's like all these tables here for gameplay. There's crafting as well, and how to craft and how that works. And then here we got the CRB. Here's the kind of art, right, that we see in the land of M. So sort of adventure time. I guess that's a thing, right? So whimsical, colorful characters exploring a wondrous world full of danger and discovery. So yeah, Lord of the Rings meets the Muppets. Lighthearted fantasy tabletop game about exploration, discovery, and being creative. So yeah, I've always wanted to run, like, what if the Muppets were characters in a Lord of the Rings, and this is probably it. So this is like the basics. Here's like I said, the art, very evocative of the setting. 2 to 7 players. One is a game master. The other's PCs, about 2 to 4 hours per. The dice mechanics. Here we go. So it's a 1d12, adding or subtracting the relevant skill modifier, determine success or failure. Okay. Oh, so I bet you defense is a minus. There are advantage and disadvantage. So +3 bonus and -3 penalty. For example, there's modifiers. Advantage, you roll twice and take the better. Disadvantage, roll twice, take the lower. There's target numbers, and then making a check and how that goes. So here's play step by step. And then attributes: vim, vigor, knack, know-how, stats, courage, attack, defense, quest points, inventory slots. So their attributes are the 4 core attributes. Vim is charisma, vigor, physical presence; knack, cunning, dexterity, stealthiness; know-how, knowledge, wisdom, resourcefulness. Stats are courage, how much dread a PC can withstand before being defeated; attack, combat prowess; defense, how difficult it is for adversaries to hide the piece, to attack the harm the PC in combat. And it modifies attacks targeting a PC derived by inverting a PC's knack modifier to defense. So negative defense is better, right? So quest points: PC's adventuring savvy, will to succeed, some luck; then inventory, how much you can carry. So here they have then skills comes after that. All the different skills and what they can do. And then abilities, and then the different classes that they have as well. So Bard, Dungeoneer, Gnome, Knight Errant, Loyal Chum, and Rascal. And then how much, and then leveling up, and then how the XP works. It's all very early in the book. Character creation. Oh, there's a good little ribbon as well, which is nice. Character creation is the next chapter. So they have that's kind of nice. I generally like it when they tell you this is how you play. And then if you're a player, you can sort of read the basics and then in a way have some knowledge on how to make a character than just going into it. There's a nice little chart and table for how you do character creation. So here, so I might have to go through that at some point to see if anyone of my players is brave enough to help me out with this. So you think about the concept, you browse the classes, look at the folk, download the sheets, get a class, assign modifiers for attributes. You tweak skills, so you can subtract, subtract and add. Courage and dread determined by class. Select a folk, select a homeland, and then develop your story. So they talk about session 0 as well. So here's sort of the Bard. for example. And they get various perks. So the bard's music can invigorate, so they can heal, and then they have battle songs. You get an instrument, you get a talent as well. Abilities, so the bards tend to sing about the action surrounding them. Once every session, narrate a desired outcome of a single action, and then you get a plus, and then with a +1 bonus for rhyming to make it happen. The ability can affect combat or instantly solve something, etc. So little ditty can lift to inspire check, for example. Good news. Bard always knows the latest greatest news from around the land. Gossip. And then they get other things. That was actually level 1 was narrator little ditty, and then they get looks like they get stuff all the way up. That's kind of cool. They get little perks all the way until level 10. Dungeoneers. Uh-oh. They got slime people or gooey people, it looks like, and frogs, or does it look like a fish person or a shark person? Just interesting. A gnome. I guess a gnome is a gnome. It's probably a racist class kind of thing. So, right. Interesting. Knight errant. Loyal chum. There. And then a rascal. Looks like a rogue. All right. So there's quite a few of these creatures that you can be here. Bogart, Bogle, Bogrill, Bugbear, Imp, Mushroom, Portal, Shrim, Gelatinous Goo, a gnome, goblin, human, a skeleton, a welkin, a whalen, and a woog. There they are. The different, and they just kind of talk about the folk next in these next pages here and what they're about. Gelatinous Goo. Funny. Jelly creatures native to the M's core come in many sizes and colors. Blue is the most common. Gnomes. A gnome is a gnome, I guess. Can gnomes be? I wonder. Wait. I wonder if you could be a gnome something else, or are you just a gnome? Interesting. Gnomes can only be the gnome class. There you go. I just answered that question. All right. Humans, imps, mushrooms, quartles. You want to be a quartle or chortle? Quartle, we'll call them. All right. Waylands. Okay, cool. And they have the homelands here, and then you can choose one available to your folk. Interesting. Here's an optional rule: armed and dangerous. So in the land of NPCs often get thrust into the first adventure with their guile and guts, and no weapons to speak of. But if your group prefers to choose weapons to start a play, instead of rolling 2 random mundane items, PCs can select a single mundane weapon. And they have the different places and what people can get if they're from there as well. And then kind of backstories and how to think about, develop your backstory and what kind of relationships you're connected to. There's a, let's see, so session 0, you get a backstory, ideals and flaws, so what's your personality trait. At the end of a session, player engaged with the PC's ideal and flaw, they get 1 XP. So personal quest. If you see, so you pursue a personal quest, relationships, you build on relationships, NPC ally relationships, and role-playing conflict between PCs. Here's some ideas for how to sort of randomly generate a backstory for different classes. Some ideas for ideals and flaws here. So they have lots of tables, tons of tables to do all this stuff. Items and equipment is the next chapter here. Okay. I think what would be interesting is understanding how combat works, because I guess they have this thing dread. And it looks like, yeah, I guess these weapons have a certain amount of dread that they impart. See, cool things for services, a lot of stuff. They even have hot sauce, and how much hot sauce it costs, how much things cost. Magnificent item traits, treasure hunting. I don't see item. I guess items. Oh, they have different weapon traits as well. Okay, and how much things cost or take up space wise. Uh, there's armor. Okay, page 135 is where all the weapons are. So it's in a different section. Or how, wait, let's see. Weapons dread is determined by your class, not the weapon itself. So it's a one-handed weapon, it inflicts dread normally, two-handed, it inflicts +1 dread. Then there's improvised weapons, range weapons, thrown weapons, dual wielding, artillery, and there's usage dice. So they're 1d20 usage dice. So there's a usage dice mechanic instead of tracking ammo, different types of armor that have like light, medium, heavy, and then piecemeal. And then armor can block, there's a block rating, and then damaged armor, and that kind of rule here as well. So yeah, I think it's probably be important to look at how they have rules for crafting in this section. Uh, Locations. I think it's important to get to combat though and see how that works. They have like a lot of creatures. They have adversary chapter in chapter 5. So here in, I guess this chapter 4 is adventuring here for adventuring. Chapter 4. And it's got yeah, travel exploration, running random encounters, making camp, conflict. So here combat is how this works here. Then tables and the like, and the procedure for how to do combat. So negative defense is harder to hit, so that's why it has a plus defense, because it's usually a negative, right? Uh, so so yeah, so it looks pretty straightforward, honestly. And then at 0 courage, a PC is defeated, and they fall unconscious. Upon defeat, you have to make a vitality to resist wounds. And then if you reduce to 0 courage twice, so you have like two, you have to make a vitality check to defy death. So there you go. So I guess you get like 2 wounds essentially when you go down. Right. So how do you get an extra wound? Okay. Uh, oh, in a session. Okay. Interesting. This is probably ways to get rid of that condition. So you're wounded. If you stay wounded, then unless that's removed. So wounded. Persist until healed by magical help. Okay, that's good. So you don't want to have like a lingering wound until that gets healed, or you rest, because if you have get another wound, well, bad things can happen. So interesting conflict examples. There's a parlay phase, improvise, run, and then combat. So, and then you roll initiative, and then you go. So that's kind of good. So you could do like a charm check to dissuade whatever is attacking you to not attack you, which is kind of nice. There's also downtime and what you can do during that. Um, and then we have adversaries and what all that means. Adversaries on the fly, and then they have different types of creatures. from the fuzzy caterpillar to a dogart, sorry, to a dragon's. So silly and whimsical, but sometimes serious. Interesting. So knights, ghouls, your typical things, manticores and toads as well, and then how these work. Orcs, alligators, rival dungeoneers, that's good. Skeletons, wargs, worms, and then the GM, how to run the game. That last chapter here, etc. Oh, there's a way to download a quick start guide as well there, which is nice. Creating adventures, running conflicts, combat encounters, and then Appendix A is a whole bunch of random tables, and you can see how thick the random tables are, from wandering intruders to random NPCs, aspects of a location, random dungeon adversaries, so you could make like a random dungeon, magic items, relics, books, spells, and cool. They have a starting adventure, which is kind of nice, and a funny little map, right? And then a starting adventure as well. So what does this say? Adventure tone, daring duo. So the tone is Lord of the Rings and The Princess Bride, although it's called Wally's, Waffles, and Wards, but that's crossed out and it's rats. So pretty cool. Yeah, yep, very simple adventure. And then on the back they have more tables as reference. That's pretty fun. So that's a CRB. What else we got in this massive tome? We could take a look at, we probably want to take a look at everything, but just some of but here's the map, the Mucklands map. So I don't know how hard it's going to be to unfold and open, but maybe, oh, that's cool. Okay, it's not that bad, but it is like a board. Let's show a section of it here. Maybe I can get the whole thing open without breaking it. Oh, it's got nice, the hexes are numbered and all that, as you can see. How big will it be? And hopefully, yeah, there you go. So hopefully, I don't know, is it upside down? Yes, it's upside down. Here, here we go. Here's the Mucklands map. So pretty extensive looking place. It's nice for like a hex crawl type of thing. Yeah. And I guess I do not have the bestiary. So another huge bestiary. So there's a few in the CRB, and there's a ton. It looks like some are repeated, but there's quite a ton more in here. Here's different types of dragons here, for example, which is kind of nice. So how many? So there's, I wonder how many it has. I don't know if it tells me how many it has. Wandering intruders, all adversaries. Well, there's 200 pages of adversaries, but I don't think that's what's 1D 200. I don't think there's 200 adversaries, or maybe there are. There's one per page. Not really. There's 188 pages of adversaries and then random tables as well. So that's that. I can put the CRB back in the box. Like Amy would say, it looks cute. I don't know if that's, sometimes I don't know if that's good or bad though. Right, and here's the Mucklands sandbox. Oh, I bet you it's in the Meeples dice and all that. So I'll have to take a look at that. There's another box within a box. But here's, wow, this is huge. The Mucklands sandbox campaign clocks in at 426 pages. And what does it have? It's definitely like a gazetteer of all the lands. It has right, so all the different places, quests, it looks like, lore and culture, factions as well. Most, so I don't know if those quests are actual adventures, but there's definitely locations layers. That's cool. Layers throughout, and then some quests that you can do as well. Then history, and then the different factions, rumor tables, and then a map of the Mucklands, which is kind of cool. So yeah, and then finally this last box here, cardboard filler, so it doesn't move around. This last box, what does it have in it? Oh, I guess it's coming separate. Meeple's dice and adventuring supplies, and maybe I didn't get those or order those. Interesting. Okay, I don't remember, honestly. I'll have to look back at my Kickstarter and what I did. I might not have ordered those kind of things, although right. Although it looks like it says I'm supposed to have it, so I don't know if those are coming separate or they're in the oh, there. Haha. There's some things in the box as well. So I don't think I got the gooey dice, or maybe I did, but I definitely got the meeples. Here are the meeples that are there. And it looks like I got some stickers. Oh, a patch. I got a patch. I like patches. That could be kind of fun on a hat. Pink hat or a yellow hat. That's kind of fun. I'll put that aside. But definitely the meeples are funny. There's the six different meeples. Um, yeah, I don't think I got. I'll have to look to see where the dice are. Gelatinous Goo dice. I don't know where those are. I didn't see them in the box. I'll have to look or and contact these people. I don't see that. These are the right. So go in here. But it suggests that the dice set has. Oh, sorry, the deluxe set has the gelatinous dice. So I don't know if I missed them or what. Or they can put them. Yep. Let's see. Deluxe box set, empty drawer with red border barcode, meeple set. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I'll have maybe it was an add-on, but there you go. The Land of M giant set of stuffs slipcase. Cool. Well, maybe we'll see it on the channel. Just to know. I'm gonna try to stick this thing in here. See if that works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. And we kind of do. Got it in the slipcase. There you go. The Land of M slipcase. Mucklands role-playing game. Seems like a fun, whimsical type of set of adventures. And that's it for this unboxing.